All right, we live.
You live now?
Yep.
All right. Good?
Yep.
All right, first off, we want to say shalom. We want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, and the rule well. And as always, peace and blessings to your hopeful elect. We are the brothers from Great Millstone, Atlanta, out here for another week. To the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, to prophesy according to the Holy Scriptures the downfall of America and the gospel, the good news, and the salvation to the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites, the true Jews. Okay, because the good news is for you. Okay, this world that we live in its current state. Okay, and the way that this society is set up and everything that affects us. Okay, the Heavenly Father has slated this society and this world for destruction. Okay, the fact that this country here in America promotes same-sex marriage, the fact that it promotes equality for men and women. Okay, racial bias. All right, the separation of church and state. That's against the scriptures. Right, women over men. Okay, all that's against the word of the Heavenly Father, which America claims that it's a Christian country, and they claim that they believes in the Bible. Okay, but then again, America also says too, you can have freedom of religion when the Bible it goes against that. Okay, all right, that's why the Heavenly Father has named this place the sinful kingdom, because this wickedness that is being propagated from America throughout the world, it extends throughout all the world. Right. It extends to England and the UK. It extends to Russia. It extends to the Middle East, and then to Africa, and then Australia. Okay, it extends to South America. Okay, the influence of the so-called white man from America extends all over the planet. Okay, it has military bases and diplomats and ambassadors in damn near every country on the planet, man, which makes it a great empire, a great kingdom. Okay, but yet its policies and its rules and its regulations and its penal codes and all of that, it goes against the Bible. So the Lord said he's going to destroy it. Okay, America is going to be destroyed. And this is something that the Israelites, our people, so-called black Hispanics and Native American Seminole Indians, must understand. This place is not for our turn. It's not for our benefit. It's not for us to go on into the sunset and live a good and happy life. That's not why this world was set up. This place, America, was set up as a place of punishment, okay, to have our people in captivity and in slavery, okay? All right, give me Amos 9, hold that up. Give me Amos 9 and 8 first.
Okay. This is Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom.
Right, the eyes of God are upon America, okay? America is a sinful kingdom, and it's going to be destroyed. Right. Okay? America breaks every law that God said that you're supposed to follow in the Bible. Okay? All right? Every law that the Most High has set up in the Bible that's righteous, this place, it goes against it. Like I said, it says to homosexuals. Okay? All right? We're just supposed to be put to death. Okay? The dietary laws are not being followed. You're not supposed to eat pork. Okay? Men are not supposed to have Gillette commercials, okay? Promoting men shaving and you can get the closest, cleanest shave if you just get this new Norelco shaver.
Right.
Okay? Use this new Gillette cream and you'll get the closest shave you'll ever felt, and she'll love it. You know the commercials. Yeah. You know? Rubbing the man's smooth face. You know what I'm saying? Smoother than a newborn baby's ass, man. You know? There's laws on how the man's supposed to grow his hair. There's laws on how the woman's supposed to dress. That's right. Okay? But this society goes against it.
If I can say something just to add to what you're saying,
Go
'cause the reason why the laws are in place isn't just because the Lord wants to put laws there. They all have a specific reason. All right. For instance, just one law example, you just brought out the beard situation. A beard has a purpose. It's not just to look cool. No, your beard is actually catches certain dust follicles.
Yep.
You know, that's why you have certain hair in your nose and certain hair around your body.
Yep.
So it actually protects you. And it's also known as what? A badge of dignity. It's even stated like if you are a boxer, you're in any type of fighting, somebody that actually has a beard or has some type of like facial hair, you know, you can actually, it's not even as damaging. You know what I'm saying? When you act certain types of fights and things of that nature. So it's purposeful. All right, it's a lot of things that have a purpose behind it. Same thing like the brother said, all these different women, they scantily dress around the city, which does what? It promotes lust. It excites the minds of the people to have sex and deal with all these different women that they already have men. So what does that do? That pumps the adultery number sky high. Now, if a woman was naturally covered, men wouldn't lust after. What Arab woman you see down the street fully covered, you just lusting after? You don't do
like,
that.
let me get that Arab woman right, or that Muslim woman right
What
there.
she look like under that?
Right. You know, which another thing too, even women be in clothes that protects their body. Okay, because if they wear tight dresses and things like that, that promotes yeast infections. It promotes smells. That's why they always gotta have a antiperspirant dove somewhere nearby in their purse. You know? But if they were wearing the right attire, modest clothing, okay, that would eliminate a lot of illnesses, diseases. Even wearing a head wrap for women, okay, keeps the sun out their eyes. That's why men wear the mitris, the turbans. You know, go over there in the Middle East and you'll get an idea. They don't have as many health problems as these people over here do in America. You know,
they dental record too. Like I read in on YouTube, this doctor, he said over there, and they did studies between the Western Hemisphere tradition of eating and the Eastern Hemisphere. The Eastern Hemisphere, they still stick to those ancient traditions on how to eat. Western Hemisphere, they eat trash. So they did a test on the people over there in the East. They separated like 10 people. 5 ate the Western Hemisphere traditional food, and the rest stuck to the old Eastern way. And they said within weeks, the dental
State.
Yeah, the dental state of the people over there that ate the westernized food was horrible, man. The people that ate the old ancient way, though their teeth looked the yellow, it was still healthy.
And that's spiritual, what you said too, because that's located in the scriptures. In Daniel, when Daniel ate toast, it said that they were more fair.
Right, because when you go into
fatter.
fair and fatter. When you go into, you got to go and read it, but go ahead and read it.
All right, this is Daniel 1:8. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now the Most High had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the princes of the eunuchs. And the princes of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink, for why should he see your faces? Worse liking than the children which are of your sort. Then shall you make me endanger my head to the king.
Right.
Go ahead.
If I could just expound a little bit. So basically what the prince of the eunuchs was saying was, look, okay, all right, you're under my charge. You're under my responsibility. Okay, so the king has assigned me to, you have to eat this certain provision and this type of food day by day. Okay, and look, if you don't eat it, I'm in danger of my job. Okay, so I need you to eat this food, because why should you, be any less healthy or any different than the rest of the Israelites? That's all he was saying. He was just trying to do his job. But Daniel's going to propose an experiment to him. Go ahead, Arch.
Okay. Verse 11. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenances of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat. And as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat.
Right, so the Israelites on the whole were eating whatever food the king provided them. Okay? It could have been chicken, it could have been, beef, but it could have been high protein, high carbohydrate diet, a lot of bread, a lot of wine. Same thing that Jake do now, go to eat fast food, a lot of burgers, a lot of soda.
That's king's meat, because the kings is known to what? Gluttonous. That's why you have that saying, living high up the hall. Because the king would eat an abundance of whatever, you know what I'm saying?
High calorie.
That's when you get, if I'm not mistaken, decadence. Decadence is really goes into basically living in a high stature. But when you really go into the word, it means basically defiling yourself and overindulging with excess of meats, excess of proteins, excess of carbs, lack of greens and fruit substances.
A lot of desserts.
Cakes. That shows that you live in you rich basically when you eat those all that type of food, like a brother said, a lot of sweets and things of that nature. That's the king's meat, man.
If I can say one thing too, if you don't mind, that's why it's important too, just to kind of expand your boundaries, man. We living in Babylon, we know this place is polluted, but that don't mean just whatever they serve, I'm gonna eat it, man. Even when you're eating things that you commonly eat, like if you eating pastas and rice, like me and the brother eat vegetable pasta, man. If you can't eat brown rice, you can eat, like even brothers always stress the truth and being in the truth under the true doctrine and moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. It's about evolving, man. Just stepping up a little bit day by day. So just try to incorporate certain things into your body, your flesh, your spirit, because it's about leveling up, man.
Hey, because when I had seen a couple of brothers earlier before we came to camp, and I was talking about, man, we got to get out this hot, but I got the hot wing and fries diet. You want to eat, if you eat a burger, you might want to eat a vegetable burger. Eat a vegetable burger.
Oh, black bean burgers, man.
Right, black beans burger,
We mentioned bison.
Yeah. Bison is a lot leaner meat than, your regular beef. Certain cuts are better.
Even if I can say too, even if you are eating burgers, like check the fat ratio. You can have like 80-20, or like 90-10, 93-7. Like you gotta be conscious of the things that you're putting in your body, man, because ultimately it affects your spirit, it affects your vibration.
And that's what makes you lethargic, a lot more slower. It makes you incompetent, it slows your brain functions down. But when you eat a lot more fruits, vegetables, and drink a lot more water, everything in your body is gonna flow like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna flow a lot better. Of course you got the, it's not like it was in the ancient world, but at the end of the day, you do what you have to do. You eat to live. You know what I'm saying? You eat to live. You're not supposed to live to eat and just be like, oh, I'm hungry, let me go to McDonald's. No, man. You save a lot more money, and people always say this, but you save a lot more money eating a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
And let's say your budget is tight. Sometimes you just gotta, do a little bit better. If it's in your budget to spend $5 on, rice and certain other vegetables, then for you to spend $5 on something quick from the fast food joint, you might as well just stop by the grocery store and it might last you 2 or 3 days until you get paid.
And see, people will look at these like they're very small things, but these are important, man. The scripture says that in Sirach, be not ignorant of a small matter or great. And these little things that you actually reincorporate in your body is showing you that you're actually a wiser individual. When you look up or look into, like the brother just went into, which I'm gonna keep going in this verse, but ancient world diets, which they call like paleo diets and things of that nature. The modern paleo diet isn't really the official paleo, but just for the essence of the word, paleo diets, ancient world diets, they
it was a style of eating. It was a science to eat.
It's a foundation.
Morning, how they ate in the mornings was important. How they ate at certain evenings was important. Because your body has something known as a circadian rhythm. All right, it's a clock. Your body actually works on the clock. Your body actually releases certain toxins. Your body actually does certain things depending on the scale of the day. Your body releases certain things at night. What you want to say?
Oh, that's why you can't eat after. They say you can't eat after 6 o'clock when you eat.
Yeah.
At a certain time of the night, you're supposed to cut it off maybe after 6 o'clock. The sun goes down.
Because your organs really shut down. You know, they slow down around that time. And when you keep over consuming it, over incorporating, it's like putting a lot of things in a machine. Here it is, you dumping all these things in a machine. What it's going to do? It's going to clog up. And it's going it's supposed to be grinding. So what do? You got to take things out. You got to refilter out. And that's why you got to fast. Fasting is important. It has medical benefits, as well as, like the brother say, eating those greens, staying on greens, staying away from all this bullshit of the world. Because this so-called dimension or this world that we're living in, everything is around us is designed to destroy us, man. As it is written, this is not our rest. And us being as wise as serpents, we have to know how to slither and maneuver and actually intake the good and outtake the bad, man. That's part of having your sense of exercise. Knowing like, nah, I don't want that in my system. That shit gonna put demons on you, man.
You gotta train your mind to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's true. That's why it's good to pray for discipline. You know, the Hebrew word for discipline is what? Mawasar. So add the Hebrew word mawasar or discipline to your vocabulary, and you pray for that, because that'll help you, maintain a certain level in the truth. And if builds your integrity up, you're not going to fall below a certain type of means. And that's why this world got to be destroyed. And that's the point I was harping on in that first scripture. If you want to go back to it, that's why, because we can't. There's so many distractions and so many things. Then we can jump. Okay, but the main point is this place has to be destroyed because we can't live correctly.
Yeah, there's always a war. It's a constant war.
This is Amos 9:8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Why? Because this world does not promote righteousness. It promotes obesity, drugs. It promotes stupidity and folly. Okay? But everything is about entertainment. Everything is funny. Okay? Nobody in this world outside of the men in this truth, okay, take things seriously. Okay? They take things seriously as they feel it should be. Okay? All right? But that's why the Lord's going to destroy it, so he can put a hard reset to the world, man. Start everything all over again in the right way. Like the brother was saying, if you put so much in the machine and get clogs up, well, the earth is like a machine. They got oil, tectonic plates, they move, they shift like gears. Okay? The people on the earth are supposed to take from it and give back to it.
Yeah, oil is known as the blood of the earth.
Yeah, so the Lord is going to have to unclog his machine, man. He's going to unclog it and set everything back again. Go ahead, Al.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
And he's not going to destroy the whole house of Jacob, which is the whole people of Israel, okay? Because number one, he chose Israel because he loved Israel and he made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But also, too, because he's going to set up Jacob, the elect of Jacob, the elect of Israel, as the ones that's going to manage and run the world in the future. Once America's destroyed and the influence of Esau's wickedness is put out, okay, like the scripture says, truth and faith is going to flourish, man. Righteousness is going to flourish in the earth, okay? No more are you going to see our people bugged out on drugs, And I was speaking about this on the way over here, man, but the Spirit still wants to go into it because, look, the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom to come in this world, this next rulership, this next world to come, okay, there's not going to be no pain for the nation of Israel. Starting with the elect, of course. There's not going to be no sorrow.
No more death.
No more death. Okay? No more marches. No more, let's organize a protest on Facebook and on Saturday and Sunday and Monday, we're going to go downtown in front of the town hall building, okay, or the Capitol building, and scream justice for Lil Romeo and shit. We're not going to do that. Okay, that's done. It's going to be over with, man.
God.
You know, the same justice that our people are screaming for, it can be found in the scriptures, man.
Right.
Good news.
This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Right, and right now, okay, the wicked are bearing rule, but you see people not just here in America, but all over the world, the people are mourning, man. I just read an article in this morning earlier about the protests and the violence going down in Nicaragua. Okay, and the reason being is because of their corrupt leaders, their government. Okay, the sellouts of their people, man, or them tribes down there in Nicaragua, Brazil. Okay. Colombia.
You got protests in Argentina too.
Right, the protests in Argentina, because you got the wicked bearing rules. Okay, the leaders of Nicaragua are trying to keep up and do things the way that Esau wants it done, and then what is it doing? It's destroying the people at the bottom. So now you got over high-priced gas, high-priced taxes, taking all the resources. Meanwhile, South America is one of the most nutrient-rich places on the planet. Okay, at least it once was, and in certain parts it still is. But they don't even know how to utilize it, or they can't utilize it because of, number one, government regulations, okay? Or they just don't know. So what are they doing? They're sticking to these cities, protesting, getting violent, killing one another. Why? Because of the pressure from above. I've mentioned that a lot lately too. That pressure from above, because you know what? That pressure from above is going to cause the bomb to pop. And these people are going to, pressure bust pipes. And these people are the pipes that's going to bust, and they're going to run rampant all throughout the society, man.
And that's how you know the reason of this horrible and this consistent opioid epidemic that's going on in America in these different places. And Atlanta too. Atlanta has a high opioid opium intake rate now.
That's right.
It's a lot of opium addicts here. Why? Because the people are oppressed, man. They might not tell you I'm oppressed. I'm going through these different things. This society is stressing me out, doing these 50, 60, 70 hours a week to bring in little as it is written. All right, and with the Habakkuk, Haggai, the first chapter, you sow in much and you bring in little. And these different people, they're going to react off of the oppression that's actually laying on them. And a lot of times these people vent their frustration through what? Drugs, reveling, killing one another, all right, eating, poor diets and things of that nature. And just like the brother said, because this place is constantly oppressed, man. The government, the rulers, whether they're the politicians, the senators, all they're pro-drugs, man. They're pro-destroying the ghettos, pro-gentrification. Which gentrification is a fancy way of saying kick niggas the fuck out the neighborhood.
That's right.
And let's put some white boys in there, right?
That's right.
Pretty much.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Matter of fact, read that again. 29. Okay.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Right. And the people are in mourning, man. Mourning. I was watching the video about how you got the 1% and you got the 99%. You know, the 1% is the rich.
Super rich.
1% hold, I believe it said that 1% holds
40% of the.
Shoot, I think way more than that now.
I know it's way more than that, but you know, they try to make it seem like it's.
A brother can look it up too.
Yeah.
Certain things.
Yeah.
6% of the nation's wealth or the world's wealth, right?
Yeah. I believe it's over 50% now. They own almost over 50% of the world's wealth. Meanwhile, the other 99% are poor and poverty, or on the poverty line. You know, you got to work. For example, you see people in these nice cars, Benzes and all of that.
They don't own it though.
Number one, right? They don't own it. They still leasing it. Okay. And number two, they work hard as hell. They working hard as hell. They may not do the physical labor. Okay. But you talking about they got a list every day of damn 20, 30 damn deadlines of things they got to reach. These are the ones that's really on drugs because they got the goddamn money to pay for them. Yeah. Whether it's in Atlanta or New York or LA, Texas, wherever, man. You know?
And they got it on the books, the executive orders, that they can seize your property in the case of a national emergency. So you really don't owe nothing.
Yeah, you're an asset to this company, man.
Mm-hmm.
This place is a conglomerate. It's a multifunctional conglomerate, which a conglomerate, of course, is multi-corporations that unify to make one super
Economic powerhouse, man. And it's all about whether you have one major aspect that owns hard assets and resources, which is the diamond district, the oil district. You have the agricultural, which owns the food markets. You have the pharmaceutical, which owns the medicine. And you at the bottom of the totem pole working for slave labor, man. Slave wages.
Yeah.
Breaking your back. This is not all this different work that we all engage in. This is back-breaking work, man. But are you getting truly compensated? Here it is. You got to pay for medical assistance, man.
That's right.
And you go to the hospital, you know, and they give you a high, crazy ass bill, knowing damn well you ain't gonna be able to pay that and pay your car payments, pay your child support that your woman puts you on, pay your rent. This place is hell, man. And it's designed that way. It's not just coincidental. Oh well, you know, it got harder. It's more people, so we're just trying to find a way to spread the money for retirement and take care of the old people in the educational system.
That's the way these politicians put it. But in the background, they all about drug smuggling and oppressing the people to get more out of their ass.
Yeah, but
The rich and the poor. That's right.
yeah, because you got a lot of these elderly folks who are 60, 70, 80 going back into the workforce. So
Oh, they still work. I know people 60 years old, 65 years old. They still working. And I ain't talking about they just pushing brooms and they just keeping a job 3 or 4 days a week. No, I'm talking about they doing shit I'm damn doing. Back breaking work. And you know what? Because I had a conversation with them yesterday, and they was talking about basically how, look, man, you gotta work. They was like, look, man, the same thing 5-10 years ago ain't the same now. You know, Jake, man.
Yeah. And then
You know?
Jake want to flex like, yeah, I'm coming out of retirement. I just want to do something.
Like, I need a hobby.
And somebody told me somebody told me they know somebody that was trying to retire, and I was like, yeah, man. I was like, man, if you came out, I was like, guess what? You ain't getting the goddamn thing.
Because you think if I'm retired, I'm finna get a job just for doing
I want to be in another country or something.
And that's why in the first part of the scripture it says, when the right people rejoice. That's what we want, man. We're waiting for the people to rejoice. And the people that we're waiting for to rejoice is our people, man. Okay? We want the Israelites to rejoice. All right? It's so many places around the world, okay, that have Israelites in them. Well, we're really everywhere. That are just oppressed, man. Okay, America's one aspect of Esau's wicked rulership. You know, because he basically moves over us economic-wise. You know, the money, your job, what you got to pay here. You know, and then he just gives you drugs to coax the pain.
Yeah.
But overseas, talking about in East India, talking about Africa, where the Israelites are, them people are oppressed based off of the fucking resources, man.
The Caribbean,
Right.
South America, everywhere.
All right. Right. The Caribbean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause they are not developed like America. And the United Kingdom, wherever Esau Kingdom headquarters is at, the rest of the third world countries ain't got it like that. So they gotta fend for themselves in that manner. ASAP.
But you want to tell me about that too? If I can say too, but really America was built off the backs of the work of Jake though. And so it makes a lot of sense why everything was built up pretty quick because you had Jake doing all the work.
Mm-hmm. Right. You know,
It was prophesied too.
Yeah. But even Japhet, man, I was watching this video of them prophetic people over there in the Outback. Oh my goodness, man. Yo, Esau, if Esau could, Japhet over there would be damn near destroyed, man. You know, Japhet in the Hebrew is your pot, which means beautiful. Okay? But them people over there in the Outback are so oppressed and so down. Man, he had this one older woman. She ain't first. None of her tribe seen a so-called white person till I think like the 1940s, right? And what happened was basically because they were like bush people, Java the outback, they bush people, they hunt, right? And they'll eat whatever is around, whether it be snakes, lizards, wombats, and shit like that, right? But as soon as Esau came, man, Esau totally changed it. They're not living as long, the people they live a long time. They eat wrong. They eat off of of course, by them eating the right diet. But their whole way of living changed, man. Esau changed, man.
Because
these people now,
yeah.
they had one. Here it is. The outback was their whole range. They're brought to like a little corner somewhere outside of Queensland somewhere. Meanwhile, you got Esau setting up towns and cities and businesses all throughout the coast, the coral reef and all of that. Even that's being destroyed. That's messing up the economy too. Okay?
If I can say one thing about those Japhetic people, they got an extract over there called the kava plant. It's supposed to give you, when you drink it as a form of a tea or a drink, it's supposed to relax you. But Esau goes over there, takes up all the minerals, and then, rapes the land. That's why, they go over there and, start taking all types of resources and raping and pillaging and robbing the land. That's why the people, mourning over there too.
Right. These heathen are mourning just as much as the Israelites are mourning. Okay, but when the Israelites are back in power, they're all going to rejoice. They're all going to have their portion. They're all going to be servants and slaves. Okay, but nonetheless, they're all going to have their portion, as the scripture says. Okay.
And it's Proverbs 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, transgressions increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall.
Right. It says when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases, man. Okay? And all we've seen is over the years is the increasing of wickedness throughout earth, man. Okay?
Increasing of death.
Since World War II, okay, it's been more violation of the Lord's laws than ever, man. The same-sex marriage, the GMO crops, the feminist movement, okay? When Esau got power and he finally had that stuff, when he said, I am become death, and he now really started to fulfill his domination of the world, like it said in the history, in the Maccabees. Evils multiplied, and multiplied again in this new Greco-Roman Empire, okay? And multiplied again. But now it's even worse, okay?
This is Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
Right. It said because Esau saw when it was his time to push that yoke above the neck of Jacob. All right, it was destiny, as they say, man. It was set in the spirit for him. Right, it was prophecy. Okay, that he would come back and he would rule the world. Okay, he would rebuild his people into a place of rulership, the same way he did with Greece, the same thing he did with Rome. Okay, Esau was in power. The scripture says that fourth beast, that fourth kingdom, it subdued and it broke in pieces everything before it. Is that not what America's been doing today? Okay, right? But then, like brother just read in that verse, it says, they shall build, but I will throw down. Okay? Now in the previous precept the brother read, it said the righteous shall see their fall. Okay? So we're going to see the fall of these Edomites. Okay? We're going to see the fall of also the heathen allies. Okay? By the Lord throwing this place down. And what's that main wrecking ball, so to speak? The thermonuclear missiles, man. Yeah, that's going to be the main right, way this place is going to be destroyed.
And just with violence, man.
Yep.
This place is gonna fall violently, man. This kingdom is gonna fall worse than any kingdom before. All right, when Egypt fell, before Egypt actually went on out of there, publicly, so to speak, it had to get hit with many plagues, man.
the plagues of locusts, the plagues of death of the cattle, death of the firstborn, boils, the blood river filled with blood. All right, like you said, like I said, the death of the firstborn, which was the last of all plagues, and that was just a cutoff, man. All the firstborn, whether it was cattle and even the son of Pharaoh got killed, man. Before
weakening mechanism.
Pharaoh actually said, which was a weakening mechanism, and Pharaoh ultimately sent, basically let the Israelites go, man. But the Lord is going to deliver us out of this captivity. But prior to that, He's going to hit this place with a lot of plagues, man. Pestilence, all right, martial law, all right, many other things, man. Famine. That's why, and it's going to be rapid. It's not going to be just one thing. All right, this place is going to be broken up piece by piece. What you want to say?
I was going to say that's why every so often you have in New Jersey the East Tick, which is a tick that's from another part of the world.
Yeah.
That's part of that plague.
Came over.
You had the red lantern fly, which is projected to do billions of dollars worth of damages.
Mosquitoes that came over
the different mosquitoes. You're hearing of these pestilence. You know, like back then it was the locusts and the flies. But the Most High was using, remember you had the big rodent that came, I think, in New Orleans or out in California. It was like a rodent. And
the big rodent. Yeah.
Remember that?
Like the tree or something like that.
Something like that, you know. But
it was bad enough to the point that they were paying people to kill it.
And that's the Most High setting up all these different plagues. That's a plague, man.
That's him bringing them preachers. But when America turned to a desert,
especially down in Florida,
Florida,
That was pythons.
Pythons, snakes. You know, and can we get that scripture in Apocrypha? I shall smite Egypt with plagues as before you.
I got something real quick while they pulling it. This is Isaiah 9:5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and the garments rolled in blood."
That's right. That's how every battle, especially in the ancient world, was fought. Sword to sword, shield to shield.
And that only brought so much damage. When you got 100,000 men on one side fighting 100,000 men with swords and spears, that's only but so much damage. But when on this one, like it's going into, like you're saying, when the Lord let these nukes go off, the missiles go off, that's a whole nother level of damage that's never been brought on this place, man. There's no coming back from that type. See, when men just dying on the battlefield,
you can always rebuild their economy. You know, even with World War II. World War II, you had so many men from America dying in that war, but over here, you still had people that didn't go to the military. You had the women being set up, and after that era, what you had? The baby boomers. Okay? But like the brother read in Malachi 1, where he said, "They shall build, but I will throw down," meaning, and then it also says, as a matter of fact, can you go to that real quick? Malachi 1:4, it's a more to that verse. Okay? Because like the brother was saying, when you go into the clashing of the warriors and the swords and the spears and the arrows, men are dying, but the country they're defending is still somewhat intact.
Yeah, like 300.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The United's wife is still home.
Yeah.
Maintaining business.
It's going to
but see what
a lot longer process, man.
Right. And see what the Lord wants to do is He wants to totally destroy everything. Okay?
And that's why the Lord has the ultimate missile. Or the ultimate instrument, which is the thermonuclear missile.
Hey, somebody please, can we get that too? I know you got it, but somebody get Isaiah 54, man.
You hold that, hold that.
That's the missile.
Hold Isaiah 54.
But I do want to say one thing just to add in what y'all saying, because when you look at medieval warfare, Renaissance warfare, all warfare prior to really, like you were speaking about World War II, man, really prior to the atomic bombs and different forms of detonation and aerial destroying. It was more hand-to-hand combat. You had ways to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? Say for instance, even destroying somebody's fortified place, man. You would have to have battering rams. A lot of times they would actually have to have ladders and throw the ladders right on the top of the castle, climb on top of the castle, and things of that nature. They would have archers. They would shield themselves. It would be cannonballs. All those things took a lot of time before you could actually take down the place. Especially besieging, man.
Yeah.
When besieging is one of the most exhausting forms of warfare. And expensive. That's a result where you don't have no choice, man. When you got to besiege a city. But see, this place is not going to go through all these different processes, man. The Lord is going to break this place down as it is written in 1 hour. All they got to do at this point is push a button. Launch, take off, man. Boy, this place is going to be gone.
Yep. Right. Voice activated.
Yep.
You know?
They home, laying in the bed.
All they gotta do is press a button.
Bluetooth.
We're gonna hit all the scriptures too. I'm just gonna do it.
I got the Isaiah.
Okay, come on, hold that.
Start the third verse.
Yeah, start it. Yeah.
This is Malachi 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
That's right. So the Lord is gonna lay the heritage of Esau waste with these nuclear missiles, man. Okay? With the destruction that's coming. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
That's what they did. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against the whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Go to 4.
That was 4.
Now Malachi 4. Malachi 4.
4.
Yeah, Malachi 4 and 1.
Yeah, because Malachi 4 and 1, it cuts these good Samaritan niggas. You know, I had a back and forth with him. He was talking about in Jeremiah 51 and 50, the 50th chapter and the 51 chapter, where it talks about Babylon being utterly destroyed. They're trying to say, where in the scriptures does it say that the Lord was going to destroy Babylon with fire? Well, Malachi 4 and 1 does.
That's all throughout the scriptures, man.
That's
the prophecy. When all the
scriptures,
prophets in the middle of the Lord saying how this place was going to go out. The whole book of Revelations, you know, a lot of the chapters in Revelations go into the destruction. As brother said, Jeremiah, Isaiah 50. So it's the archers that's assembling to take out Babylon. Isaiah the 13th chapter.
I know goddamn volcanoes.
Yeah, because Isaiah the 13th chapter speaks about how this place is going to be totally consumed, where nobody's going to actually even live here. Buy this place. And of course, when you go into ancient Babylon, which is modern day Iraq, you can take a trip and go to Iraq right now. It's pretty built up, man. You can go there, eat, have milkshake, you know.
Hey, you know what? Cashmere, you know, authentic cashmere comes from that area. See,
Iraq and Iran. That silk that they use to do it comes from that region.
It comes from that region.
That Mesopotamian region, man.
To have true, authentic cashmere, it gotta come from that land. So that goes to show you that Babylon, or that region of what we call, or we know of ancient Babylon, is still on and popping.
The proves when Revelation 18, where it talks about the scarlet and the silk and all of that, and the embroidery being destroyed, it ain't talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about this America, this modern day spiritual Babylon.
Can I add? Because what you're saying is because in Revelation 18, when it talks about the fine oils, all of that stuff, ancient Babylon didn't have to have any of that imported into it. Because it's there.
It's already there.
It's already there. So when we talking about the new Babylon, all those fine ointments, the cinnamon, the frankincense and myrrh, the fine gold, all that got to come here.
Hey, look at America's import list, man. Majority of the things that's in America is not even created in America. So that shows you that's the prophecy living up to America today. All the different imports made in China, you know, made in all these different countries except for America. All these different things is imported from all these different countries. So what the fuck is these guys talking about?
That's what America's economy is pretty much based on. America is a consumer nation. Yeah. The whole economy is based off consumerism of importing goods from other countries. Because you got logistics, the shipping industry, y'all running the ports and the trains and the trucks. Then you got the retail, man. You're selling everything in the store. Pretty much everything is this whole economy is based off consumption, man, of imports.
That's why this trade war between U.S. and China with these tariffs, and them slapping this $1 billion amount of tariffs and this $1 billion amount of tariffs. That's why it's so important. That's why slowly but surely, y'all seen them gas prices go up.
And that ain't shit.
And that ain't nothing. That's just a drop.
Prelude.
In the, a drop in the bucket of a scum and shameful spirit the Lord's going to bring upon this place.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
And that's what I wanted to harp on, the fact that when the destruction comes and all you wicked people in America are destroyed out of it, okay? And when America is totally destroyed, it's not going to be no, like the scripture the brother read in Isaiah 9 about the confused, battle, the warrior, garments and blood and all of that. Because like in the ancient world, we said, when you fight like that, the city is being defended on a field of the outskirts somewhere.
Yeah.
There's not many, most of the time they go out and they find a plain or somewhere to fight. But the city is being defended by bulwarks. It's being defended by
ancient walls.
Okay, meaning there's some place to go back to. But in this new battle, this new war to take place, it's not going to leave no place for rebuilding, man.
That's right.
Okay, it's scripture saying it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Okay, meaning it's once America is a hit and that war of Armageddon hits the shores of this place. Okay, when it hits the shores of this place, like the scripture says, when missiles reach upon the places of unwalled villages, okay, Esau's not going to be able to say, okay, you destroyed, the eastern coast or the Midwest, but we can rebuild the western coast and, rebuild the southwestern coast. No, it's going to be 100% totally destroyed, man. It's not going to leave them neither root nor branch. Nothing to root, meaning they're not going to be able to restart a new foundation, because the root is a foundation. And that also goes back to that where it says, I saw the wicked spreading as a green bay tree. Okay? That tree is going to be uprooted. Okay? There's not going to be no more branches and leaves to spread out throughout the earth, man. The branch is going to be cut off and the root is going to be totally pulled out the ground.
Hey, because like these trees that are around us, hey, you could cut that tree all the way down to the stump, but it still be alive. It still be alive. You could cut all that you see above off. But if you don't run down that stump, if you don't remove that stump, that tree roots is still growing in your house.
Still living.
It's still living. That's why you got the grinder, the trunk grinder is one of the more expensive parts. Or they got to put a wax over it. You got to do something to stop the growth.
And if I can say too, real quick, that's why it's heavy too to realize that where we are, man. Because what was America founded on, man? America was founded in complete wickedness, man. The spirit in which the roots of America were grown and established was all fucking evil, man. So as the tree of America grew, most time start chopping that bitch down, but the whole root of America, going back to when it was to the inception, got to be fucking destroyed, man. That's why the judgment going to be on such a magnificent scale.
I'm gonna say that it starts now through the spirit of the Lord dealing through His men. We're taking a hacking at this place. We got our swords. The scriptures is known as what? An axe. And we're chopping down this tree. Just like the brother said, this society is known as a tree when you read it in the scriptures, man. He said, I've seen that wickedness, just like the brother just quoted, elevated as a green bay tree. When you see the green bay tree, that's a fluorescent, largely rooted tree, so to speak. Many branches. So it takes a lot of cutting, man. Hey, that's why we're spiritual. What's the men that chop down trees?
Lumberjacks.
We spiritual lumberjacks, man. We got the hard hats on, steel-toe boots, hacking.
Constantly healers of the people. We heal the people down. We heal the spirit.
Making the word of fire, and these people wood, it's consume them. All right, that's the importance. How are we consuming them? Through this word, destroying all the if you get that in matter of fact, quick precept in Corinthians, the 10th chapter, casting out strongholds.
First Corinthians 10. That's what we do. We pull down the strongholds in the scripture. Okay.
And you should never put your axe on the ground, man. You never lose your battle weapon, so to speak. We have a very, very important and a strict job, and it takes discipline and it takes working. Because you might not see this place falling over, but you got to do what? Keep hacking. Just like when you hacking away at a tree,
the big sequoia trees.
Hell yeah.
The big redwoods that be out in California be as wide as from this building to the sidewalk. That's the width of it. Yeah. You might feel like you get tired with the axe. Yeah. But you just gotta quit You gotta keep hacking, man. And I can add to what you were saying too. That's why the scriptures say in the book of Proverbs, what? The iron sharpens iron. So that's why you gotta be around the brothers to sharpen up your axe. So that when you get back to it, you ain't got no doors, you ain't out there doing.
You know, beautiful point, man. Because a lot of times, even in this truth, and the elder Ariella has did a video on that, how virtue sometimes go out of you. So sometimes you will dull out, but you gotta do what? You have to resharpen yourself. This is a sword, man. This is a cutting instrument. And as a cutting instrument, you have to always sharpen yourself, practice with your sword, learn more precepts, get more efficient in the spirit, you know, because the Lord is raising up kings, man. And when he's raising up kings and a domicile, he wants those kings to dominate over the domicile that's actually already set up. It takes what? Breaking down, destroying, uplifting, while simultaneously uplifting. You know what I'm saying?
And I was gonna say, and you know what's you would think that when you're dealing with like a sharp object, like a chef. I mean, when a chef is using a knife, that dull knife is how you cut yourself. But the sharper the knife is, actually the safer you are, because you're not using unnecessary extra effort to cut, because the knife is so sharp that it's just easily cutting through that meat like it's butter. So like you said, you got to keep a knife. You got to keep that knife sharp. Like you said, the Most High, the same thing with us. We got to stay sharp to continue to chop, man. You get dull, next thing you know, you packing harder than necessary. You might chop off your own goddamn arm, man.
Yeah, right. You're chopping the limb off.
That's smarter now. I'm about to say it's working harder, not smarter.
Work smarter, not harder. Yeah. You know? But
simple
precepts.
You got that?
Come. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds.
Right. Now, the brothers talked about the swords and the knives and all of that, which when you go into the Hebrews 4:12, it speaks about the word of the Lord as a sharp two-edged sword. That's our weapon. Okay? Even Ephesians 6 goes into how we're supposed to carry the sword of the Spirit. Okay? That's the word of the Lord. We carry the spiritual sword to do what? To hack down at the opposing spirits, the adversaries, Satan. Okay? And the influence that he brings against the truth. Okay? But it says, not only that, but our sword is mighty through the Spirit of power, Yahweh Bashar Bashar Makak with us, the Lord and the Holy Spirit. Okay? The Lord and the Son and the Holy Spirit were mighty, okay, to do what? To pull down the strongholds of this place. To hack at the root. To hack at what? The root of the problem. That's why when we come out here and we tell you America's going to be destroyed, I can tell you America's going to be destroyed because the Lord said it. But then I'm going to bring out an example and bring out roots of the problem of why the Lord is going to destroy it. So that's why I spoke about the laws earlier and things. That's because, therefore, in your mind, you understand, the Lord is going to have to destroy this place because look at what America's doing.
If I
You know, spark that sign and crime in your spirit, man.
If I can just add to what you're saying, that's why we got to be at the bottom. You don't chop a goddamn tree down in the branches.
That's right.
You got to be at the bottom. That's why the Most High got us strategically positioned at the bottom of the society, chopping down. It wouldn't, but Jake, see, we done had that spirit in our camp. Jake want to be up there with Esau. You can't chop the elite down where they at.
Right.
They ran up, they up in the tree. We trying to knock their nest down. What, we gonna knock their nest down up? No, we gonna chop the whole fucking tree down.
Right. You can knock the nest down, they'll just build another nest.
Build another nest. Now we gonna move the whole tree.
Nah, man, remove the whole tree.
And we ain't trying to do no light incisions and things of that nature, man. We want this bitch to fall hard, man.
Yeah.
You know, Jay want to be cute. Now let me get the branch in it.
Nah,
man.
a few of the fruits off.
Nah, man.
Leaf by leaf.
We don't need no leaf. We ain't keeping no. Hey, when we used to destroy kingdoms, we didn't. It was certain commandments. Don't even deal with. Man, kill everything in that thing. Man. Destroy the cattle. Don't take no. Hey, sometimes you would take spoils of war, and sometimes you would. What's known in the scriptures is lay salt on the earth. If you look it up, a brother could look it up real fast. Look up salt in the earth in the biblical points, because that's a biblical term. When you read the scriptures, men of the Lord, after they would destroy a city, they would salt the earth. They would actually spread salt all throughout the city, and that would basically represent that whole land being desolate, and it's no more for modeling and building up, man. It's totally vanquished. There's nothing that's gonna come out of that land.
Right. And see what we're doing through the spirit and power Yahweh Bashar is we're doing the same thing that we did taking down Jericho. Okay? The men of the Lord are out here with our spiritual trumpets, circling around the city as many times, going around this place. Like Scripture said, I've set watchmen throughout Babylon. You know, that will never hold their peace.
That's right.
You know, but it say like caterpillars or something. If I recall, it said like caterpillars. You know, setting us up throughout the different parts, chanting this place down. Bob Marley got a song called "Chant Down Babylon." And that's what we're doing through the Spirit. We're going to chant down Babylon, okay, until it falls, man, until the walls fall.
That's right.
Okay, because the walls are these lies, the deception that's keeping the elect of our people trapped.
Strongholds.
You know, so our job is to pull the elect out the fire. Like Scripture says, you know, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. You know. Something like
I got that I'm talking about too.
okay, come.
This is salting the earth from the source Wikipedia. Salting the earth or sowing with salt is the ritual of spreading salt on conquered cities to symbolize a curse on their re-inhabitation.
And it starts now. That's why we sing curses on this place, man. Keep going just a little bit more.
Hey, I'm ahead you because what the scripture say in Matthew the 5th chapter. We are the salt of the earth.
We are.
So the Most High spreading us all over the earth. And it's cursing that already. Damn. That's heavy.
And we read that in Malachi 1. The brother read about how when the Lord have any nation forever, that's the cursed people. Esau. Wherever Esau is, man, it's salting this shit down.
So you had to spread it. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Damn. It originated as a symbolic practice in the ancient Near East and became a well-established folkloric motive in the Middle Ages. Although concentrated salt is toxic to most crops.
Hey, and we're toxic. We're the toxins of this kingdom, man. We the offskirts. But just like the brother said, even though we look down upon in the society, that's the good thing because we're really the positive to this big negative. Even if we look like the negative to the society from their eyes perspective, at the end of the day, we're the opposite, and what we're doing is actually crumbling this place, man. That's the importance of being in this word and being in this ministry. Whether people look at you sideways, whether you're not accepted by this world, you're doing a heavy ministry, man.
And that's just the Lord making you holy. That's all that is.
Yeah, you're not compromising. You're not conforming with the world. The scripture says we're transformed, man. So we're that concentrated salt in the spirit.
And concentrated salt can't be it's only but so much water. Like if you try to dissolve salt in water, it'll typically dissolve. But if let's just say you add too much coarse, you add too much kosher salt. Oh yeah. You add too much kosher salt, to water, it can't absorb all that. It won't even, and that's us, Esau's trying his best to water down the truth. Nah, you can't water down this salt we got here, man.
Too salty, man.
It's too salty, it's too pure. We that dead sea salt, man.
Yeah, it's too much.
I got something real quick. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 27. It says, "The Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty."
That's right.
That's us.
We don't have no military. We don't have no king.
That's right.
We got a king in heaven, not on earth.
In this sense,
Yeah.
this realm, so to speak.
We don't have no assets. We don't have
Like
nothing.
how was I say?
Straight up.
This kingdom was of this world, then where the servants fight. We're not fighting, not in the flesh, but we're fighting in the spirit. And it's the spirit, right? That's where it counts the most. The spirit is where it counts. It's a lesson. That's where it counts the most. Hashtag lesson. Okay? The spirit and faith in the spirit is where it counts the most. Okay?
I got something. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 10. "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as therefore and will destroy all the land thereof."
Right.
Because we was going into how this whole land has to be destroyed, man. And going back to when Esau came, the so-called Europeans came to the Americas, they've been feeding our people, man, the Israelites to the slaughter, man. But the scriptures say that now he will not suffer his people to live and dwell in Egypt, man. So that means we're getting ready to get the hell up out of here, man.
Matter of fact, hold that
Exodus.
hold that scripture. You was holding something right out.
wasn't.
Okay, well he
Yeah,
read that.
Isaiah 54. Somebody was holding that.
Yeah. Whoever was holding. You still want to read Isaiah 54 real quick?
Oh, yeah.
But that was the land back up the scripture I had read. Isaiah 9 and 5.
Isaiah.
You want to say something too about
Oh no, go.
Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire.
Right, that Smith is talking about the scientists. When you look at the word Smith, and it goes into the artificer, and it goes into the carpenter, that's basically someone that builds, okay?
It's a skill set.
Right, it's a skill set. It's someone with a certain trade of skills. And
Talent.
right, a certain talent, okay?
Yeah, swordsmith.
Right, he had swordsmith, blacksmiths, okay? With blacksmiths, they work with iron and steel, period. A swordsmith, he specifies in swords,
Weapons.
okay? Weapons, all right?
And that's an intense ass job, man. When you deal with those smiths, they deal with high intensity of fire, man. Different processing. You have a question?
I know the story.
Matter of fact, where's that in the scriptures where it says the glittering sword? If somebody want to look that up too?
Yeah.
Because like if I can add to what you're saying, they trying to put a spirit or
Excuse me, if you have a question, you can just
I'm really curious.
Okay, what's your question?
Okay, so why does Jesus have double tongues?
The reason because that artist depiction of this particular image here is not what's described in the Bible. That's why.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
deceptive. Now the word
Yes.
devil, right, which is the same word as diablo in Spanish, right? It just means deceiver. So this image of who the world enemy calls Jesus Christ, right, is deceiving you in his character and his image.
that's
If I
Cesare
can
Borgia.
say one thing real quick,
Yes.
this is the most important moment in your life. So it may look funny us being here, but if I were you, I know you came for him, I would really focus in on what the brother's saying.
Okay. So what is your interpretation of Jesus?
Well,
interpretation. Somebody get that in First Peter's scriptures of no private
I'm
interpretation.
genuinely.
So we're gonna go see if I can just say one thing, and I'm gonna throw it to you.
You can go ahead, Mikey.
But whatever we say, it comes from the value points of the scriptures.
Okay.
First and foremost, dealing with this picture,
Yes.
it's not you'll never read anywhere in the scripture where it says that the world called Jesus Christ looks like this. Never. From
Right.
Matthew
No,
all the
I
way over
understand.
to Revelation.
No, I understand.
So you always have to
I've
jump
read
back
the
to that's understandable, but you have to jump always back to the source of the Bible because the scriptures actually go into the description of who the world called Jesus Christ. And we're gonna go into it in the book of Revelations.
Because Jesus was a man of color. He was. No, I got you.
So that's why we're bringing out a point.
right. But we're gonna read it so you know what's in there. So you know, like you said.
Hey, no, I understand.
But you
Because you said, because you just spoke about our interpretation. All right.
No, I mean.
I understand. But if you can't get it, you can't find it quickly, we're going to go ahead and give me Revelation.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me, it was 2 Peter. 2 Peter 1:20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Right, so everything that we're going to tell you out of the Bible about this image is going to come from the Bible. It's not because we know it.
Right, I understand. I've read the Bible. I understand.
This is Revelation 1:3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Right, so now the time is at hand that the truth about who the world called Jesus Christ and everything containing, whether it be the prophecy or God's people and the kingdom of heaven, must come out. The time is at hand now. So that's why the Bible says, blessed is the person that readeth.
So I
Okay.
I completely understand that
Okay.
I read the Bible. I understand that.
Okay,
He's
so what's the
literally
question?
No, I was just curious about the image.
Well, the image is telling you quite clearly that Jesus is a Negro, not a white man.
I completely understand that, but I'm curious about the representation of the other race.
Well, it's like I
I'm
said.
sorry. It's like
This is a false
extremely far
narration.
gone.
But you gotta understand,
Yeah.
this is a false narration that's been planted in the minds of our people, from the so-called blacks to the Latinos and Native Americans, and our people go by this image, and that's why you were so flabbergasted and you're so mesmerized by the image, because this is an image that has been planted in the minds of our people in the churches all throughout.
That's mental terrorism.
This is a mental terrorism.
Mental terrorism.
Like, say for instance, 100 years from now, your father was an honorable man and he died. Now they would have a plaque, and they would have a plaque of a Chinese man. Would that be known as disrespect to the generations after? You would say, no, that's not. My father's not a Chinese man. He's a so-called black man or so-called white man, whatever color that or stock that he would come out of. And we go through the scriptures because whom the world called Jesus Christ, he came out of a particular stock. He was known as a Israelite from the tribe of Judah. And it speaks about the color of the Judites when you read it in Jeremiah 14 and 2. Brother, can get that in there. Read that Jeremiah 14.
Like I said, I read the Bible. I know that Jesus is not white.
So what was your question?
Yeah, no,
Because
my
Middle
question.
Eastern, you
Okay,
said
well,
My question was specifically about Jesus as a white man wearing the double horns, not about the text saying Jesus was a gay man.
Okay, well, look, this image here
Yes.
is of this particular person that existed in history. His name is Cesare Borgia. He
Yes.
was an Italian
Absolutely.
man.
I know the Borgias. Yes.
Okay, you're the Borgia. Okay, this image was painted off of his depiction.
What is your facial expression about?
what do you know about the Borgias?
The Borgias? I don't know a lot about them, I must admit.
Mhm.
I will be honest. But like I said, I have read the Bible, and yeah, I mean, like,
But see, the thing is too, as it is written in the scriptures, we got to be taught the Bible.
absolutely.
Right? So
absolutely.
it's
I
not
go to
always
church.
about reading, because this isn't a novel. You can't read this from the beginning to the end and think you will have a full understanding. It's
I
about
do go to
But that's
church.
why you have churches aren't designed to teach you, designed to tell you lies and take money from you. So we're gonna go into the scripture first, and then we're gonna
preachers
actually,
on. So street preachers on.
yes, because the Lord told us to teach on the streets.
These particular scriptures.
Let me ask you this: the Lord,
First off,
what was the
saying-
Lord's? If I can say
Oh, no,
something, the
go ahead.
Lord's, what was his Lord's father's? Since you know the Bible, what was his trade? What was his trade back then? What did he do for a living?
I'm sorry, Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus.
He's the carpenter.
His carpenter.
Yes.
So that means if he's the only begotten son of the Father, that means he would be an excellent carpenter by trade, right? 30 years of growing up doing that, right? Where in the scriptures does it say that Jesus Christ built himself a church? If anybody was actually had the skill set and the ability to do so, why didn't Jesus Christ do it? Because that wasn't.
Jesus Christ came to fulfill the law. He came to provide love and acceptance to everyone. Well, what do you think?
Let me bring this priest out for you real quick.
Yeah.
This is John 4 and 24. And it says the Most High is a spirit, that they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
Right. So you must worship Jesus Christ in spirit and truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, but you just mentioned, you said that he came to spread love to everybody. Can I get Matthew 10 and 5?
Do you not think so?
Well, we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna see what the Bible
Do
says.
you
We're going to say what the Bible says what he came to do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is Matthew 10 and 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth.
Make sure you read it correctly.
Yeah, it'll read verbatim.
Hey,
Don't get snappy.
I'm
now.
here. Hey, you don't either.
This is Matthew 10 and 5. These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles,
Right.
and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Right. So his commission, when he came on the earth, for himself and for the rest of his disciples, were to go out and not teach the Gentiles, okay, not teach the Samaritans.
Because who were the Samaritans?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
because
That's why you
it's-
got no.
That's why it's important to understand what you do. Okay?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Verse 6, Matthew 10 and 6. but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of
But
Israel.
rather, instead of teaching everybody, I want you to teach your people. Teach the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The Israelites, the Jews, teach them. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Preach saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So, if I was told to go to your college that you went to, okay, all right, I'm told to go to your college and speak to your class of people about whatever
The messages.
whatever the message, whatever subject about basically going to take you into the future to build a better place, okay? All right, I wasn't told to go to everybody to do it. I was just told to go to you and to your class at your college, okay? So when Jesus was sent and told his disciples to go and say, preach about the kingdom of heaven, he said, go to the Israelites. He didn't say go to everybody. Then he specified who not to go
if
to.
if I'm not Israeli, I shouldn't listen.
If you're not an Israelite or a Jew, okay, this message of the good
I'm
news
not
and the
Jew-
gospel.
I'm not Jewish, I'm Christian.
Okay, well, not so much religion. We're talking about your ethnicity. Your ethnicity. Your father's
Swedish.
ethnicity. You're
Swedish.
Okay. All right. Your father or your mother?
My father.
Your father's Swedish. Okay.
I know that Judaism is passed on through the mother, though.
All right.
Well, that's
Well,
why
actually,
Judaism is a lie.
Except as of,
That's why Judaism is a lie.
as of recently. But how do you feel that Jesus was a Jew?
Hold on.
Through
Can I
his
get a
father.
quick reset?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because she made the point that Jesus came to spread love to everyone, right? This is Matthew
Do
10.
you not believe
Wait.
wait.
You made a statement that we're gonna bring it out.
You don't want to answer
to verify.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, I am with you.
Jesus actually
Okay,
said that.
all right.
I'm with you.
All right, this is Matthew 10, verse 34. This is red letters. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Yeah, so these churches that actually slap lies in the minds of the people will tell you that Jesus was just a jovial individual, he was fun and loving, and he just came to give the message of good news of the gospel to everyone. But when you read the scriptures, that wasn't so. When Jesus, whom the world called Jesus Christ, and we're going to use that word for understanding, we already know that the word, Jesus is a false word of actually saying his name, J. The letter J came later in time, but the point is, basically, he didn't come with that message. He came for his people, because his people were the lost sheep of the house of Israel that became astray. They started to go in captivities when you read the Bible. They started to follow other idols and follow other gods. And that's why when the Lord came, he came to redeem them and bring them back into the house. That's why they became what? Gentiles. You understand?
I do understand.
Because of Jesus Christ is for everybody, and it's for every, why was Herod in the first few books of Matthew so avid on killing all the children up to 3 years old? Because it wasn't because of Jesus for everybody. Why did King Herod, which was a Roman, which was an Idumean, why did he want to kill? Because he knew that the message was not for him. I got a precept real quick. This is Matthew 1 and
I
21.
appreciate your time.
No problem.
Okay, I'm going to take your hand. I appreciate your time. I'm sorry for this meeting, and I'm holding at me currently.
Yeah, go talk. Yeah, go to him. Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate your time. I'm very interested in hearing other people's.
And we're here every Saturday.
Yeah,
We're here every Saturday,
yeah.
so.
I am always up for a lively debate.
But yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Have a
Yeah,
good day.
yeah, you too.
This might be a chick. We gonna stay in the spirit. Yeah, that's why we out here.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, Job, the Lord, the provider of wisdom, man. These women come and ask a ton of questions. We could give them answers just for the sake of the teaching and the sake of the camera. We know everything I'm going one after the other. She just came in and didn't understand nothing. If you go back and ask her, she's gonna probably go to her boyfriend and talk shit.
Hey, but you know what? But you know what though? It doesn't even matter because scriptures say that the word is sharper than any two-edged sword. So we cut her and we planted a seed. So whether righteousness be for whether salvation be for her or not, time will tell. Man.
Yeah.
Our job, like the scriptures say in the book of Matthew, that the angels are the ones that's gonna sift the house of the Lord.
Maybe her
The goats
boyfriend
and
is
sheep.
Israelite. She tell him what it
though.
is.
She didn't buck up.
Yeah, she didn't believe. Yeah.
Nah, she didn't buck up. But you know why? Because guess what? The truth is out here. And then you got it's just so much stuff that people just randomly scroll through on the internet too.
Yeah.
That I mean, people look at knowledge, but they don't have the mind state to sit here and study. They get them quick, them quick little memes and little things here and there. You know what I'm saying? It does speak true.
Hey, the only reason I would say she Edomite is because she know more about the Bible than these niggas, man. That's the only reason I say she might be an Edomite, but you never know, man.
Children of this world, why is it children of light?
That's what I said. I'm like, the spirit ain't heaven when nobody's like, you know you an Edomite.
Mm-hmm.
So, she could be a J.
I was just trying to answer the question. Hey, at the end of the day, man, this is why the scripture says you shall see your teacher.
That's it.
Okay? All right?
She had to stop.
And she made this point, and I wanted to bring this precept out because she said, she learned in the churches, but she said, am I supposed to learn from people on the streets? Now somebody can get that Proverbs 1 and 21.
Oh, yeah. Yep, Proverbs 1 and 21.
Because the scriptures has a setting where the men of the Lord of the Bible is supposed to be teaching. Out on the highways and byways, the highways and the hedges.
I don't know, goddamn building with flat screens and AC.
Somebody get the Acts 7:48, and I'm gonna throw it back to you.
Oh yeah.
Acts.
That's you gotta shake the dust off that.
Yeah. Proverbs 1.
I got that.
You got it.
Acts 7. You said 1 and 28? 21 slide. This is Proverbs 1 and 21. I'm starting at verse 20. Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without.
Right. Because wisdom is in the vessels of the men of the Lord that learn the wisdom, going into the word, and they have to go out and teach the word in a certain particular setting. That's right. And it says wisdom crieth without. Keep going.
She uttereth her voice in the streets.
So the voice of the men of the Lord is supposed to be uttered in the streets, man. Not no churches, not under a 501c3 charter, not under no government taxing system.
Your goddamn dining room table.
Yeah, not your dining room table, not your living room. It's supposed to be in the streets, man. Why is it in the streets? Because it's a public setting. All right, when the Lord, Yahweh shot, and the men of the Lord was out teaching, you had all kind of people that came, and they got their faith built. You had certain people that got cleansed, certain lepers. You got certain people that was lame, that walked. All these things, what happened on the street?
And some people got condemned.
Some people got condemned on the streets. You had this one situation where the individual was in the house and he was lame. They took him out of the house and brought him to the streets, man. Yahweh Shai didn't go and they didn't have to go in their house. They knew that where the setting where the men of the Lord was, which was outside, man.
Acts the 3rd chapter goes into that. The guy that was lame from birth, they brought him out every morning into the temple for alms. And so when Peter and John healed, or Peter, when the spirit jumped, when they locked eyes and they said that I don't have gold and silver, but I had the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Mashiach Yahweh Shai to heal you. Hey, like you said, he didn't go to his house like some goddamn Jehovah's Witnesses. It was in the core of Israel, which is the temple. Like the temple was a very even the layout of the temple. You had gates, you had outer courts, and you had gates that led like how, for instance, when you come into a city like a city, for instance, you might come 75 south, now take you a certain way into the city or out of the city. It's the same thing with the temple. Certain gates took you to maybe to a whole other region. Like you just couldn't go in one region and just be like, I'm gonna go out this gate and walk all the way goddamn around to Rome. No, you went through a certain gate if people knew you was going to Rome. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, that's right. I got to that's right.
Acts 7, you can discuss.
All right. Proverbs 1 and 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the opening of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
Right. And then the main point was the fact that you're going to find wisdom in the streets. Try with thought. So that's why we're going to get these different people. Coming up asking questions.
Okay, come.
I
was trying to stay out that sun, the shadows.
Yeah, we're good. So that's the main thing. You have to be out here to get the understanding of the word. So all people can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like you know, we were speaking about, that's why it was known as the agora. You know, the agora was the marketplace, and the scriptures speak about the marketplace where the exchange would happen. You would have exchange of goods, exchange of services, and exchanges of wisdom. All right, where you had the Epicureans, you had the Stoics. That's why Paul witnessed all these individuals to even give accounts of all these different individuals that was all about public debate and things of that nature. Because they was out there teaching the word. They was out there condemning individuals and bringing out the truth of Yahweh and showing them the true way. All right, and it was always outside. It wasn't in a public setting where you have to have certain admissions. You have to know somebody to get in. You know, certain entry fees. All right, it's all about hitting the streets. You had brother read that in Acts.
Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples.
Go to 44.
Acts 7:44. Our fathers had the tabernacle of witness in the wilderness, as he had appointed, speaking unto Moses, that he should make it according to the fashion that he had seen.
Right.
Which also our father that came after brought in with Yahushua unto the possession of the Gentiles, whom the Most High drove out before the face of our fathers unto the days of David.
Keep going.
That was Joshua. That particular Yahushua was Joshua. And that was when he went into the land of Canaan. Okay.
Verse 46, who found favor before the Most High and desired to find a tabernacle for the Most High for the power of Jacob. But Solomon built him an house.
Right, which was Solomon's temple. You know, you had the first temple that was established through Solomon. Because prior to Solomon's temple, you always had a tabernacle which Israel had to set up in order for the Lord's quarters to actually dwell amongst the people. All right, that's why in Exodus, the first person to actually get the word of building the tabernacle was Moses. Yep. And he had two major instructions, which was Bezalel and Ahilud. One was over the priest's garments. They was over the Aaron's garments and his son's lines. And you had one that was over the tabernacle, the specifics of the measurements, certain wood material, which should be in the tabernacle, which was the basin, the gold, Aaron's bud, the Ark of the Covenant, and all these different things had to be situated in the tabernacle for the Lord's Spirit to rest and dwell in those quarters. And they went tabernacle for tabernacle going into the land of Canaan. And when they finally had a place to situate, which was the time of Solomon, which meant peace, that was the time where they was able to build the temple. But time and time again, you always had invasions and situations that arise, such as the Babylonian destruction of Israel. That tabernacle got destroyed, or that temple got destroyed. The first temple got destroyed. The second temple got destroyed. And we don't need a temple in these times, man. In the spirit, we are the temple. All right, keep going.
Acts 7:48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
And this is what, if I'm not mistaken, it's either Paul or Peter. This is what he's specifying or clarifying unto the people. It doesn't have to be a setting. It ain't got to be a cute setting with certain wall paintings and pictures and hymns.
So what the hell is the buck talking about?
Yeah, he's bugged out, man.
Same thing with IUIC and hey, we need this church and this building for our school.
We need a building.
You know?
And the word church goes back to the word ecclesia, which means to call out, man.
Right.
But
Call out to the public.
You call out to the public. Church is more so an outward setting than an inward setting. When you go into the word by definition. But Esau, through his new speak, he rearranged the concept of the word church, and he makes you think church is inside instead of outside.
He makes you think church, like Esau knows how to merge words. Like when you think about wedding and a wedding and a marriage,
Right.
people think a marriage has to be a wedding,
Right.
when that's two separate things.
Separate things.
Temple and church.
Yep.
They try to merge those two words.
Right.
Church and temple is two completely different things, man.
Because even like she was saying, she was like, I go to church, I go to church, I go to church. Well, the truth not in the church.
Church is not in it.
Well, not in the church in that sense.
Lies, all kind of lies and false propaganda, so to speak, all these different things, false hopes, same rhetoric, that Christian Catholic rhetoric is always pushed in the minds of the people. God loves the world. It'll be all right, sister,
It'll be
brother.
all right, brother.
And you know, if I could say to add to your point with that scripture, you know, right before I was, you know how you like in the in between coming into the truth, like you still like you listen to the truth, but you still got a foot in the world, really. So like I was still going to church with my, you know, because the spirit being that spirit of still like, nah, you know, we supposed to be going to church. No, this is like 10 years ago for me. So, you know, I remember you start hearing things. You're like, man, these preachers all say the same shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, so I had went to, I remember one of the last times I went to church, I had went with my mom, Charles Stanley Church up there off of 285. And he was in there and they used that same spew of why you need to pay your tithes, why you need to give me money. It costs me, he was saying it costs money to have these, you know, the AC running. And I remember sitting there, like I said, I wasn't in the truth all the way, but I remember I was kind of like leaning toward it. I'm
Trying to
like,
make you feel bad and shit.
and I was like, wait a minute. If you got the word, fuck this AC. But that's the energy they try to push on you in them temples or them churches, I should say.
Yeah, the first is the AC, then we gotta get some good food, man.
The flat screen TVs that you're watching.
Yeah, no more than 40 inch. We gotta change it to 70 inch.
Meanwhile,
it
they
all-
added schools and football fields to the back of
Yeah.
the church and shit like they need that.
And
And
it-
see, now we need a football institution for the children.
Right.
All these
A
different
daycare
things,
program.
because it started off
Yeah.
of wickedness, like the brother was saying earlier today. And when things root off wickedness has a gradual growing effect.
Yeah.
So the Lord just said, man,
Like a
step
bowl.
where you teach is the streets, what you teach, how you teach it, when you teach it. Hey, what's the when you teach it? In season, out of season. How you teach it? Was that Isaiah 58:1, man?
Speaking expressly between two or three prophets.
Two or three prophets. You know? And the scriptures speak about shun not to declare the whole gospel. So the scriptures give us all the setting, the who, what, when, where, and why. To wake up our people.
And it's,
To bring back the elect of the nation of Israel.
and the scriptures say, you know, Yahweh say he comes in the volume of the book. They just get these Christians. They just give you John 3:16, and the Galatians 3 are talking about the law. The law is done. So they don't come in the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Apocrypha. They don't even speak of prophecy. It's just a sing and dance, and then all leads up to pastor trying to get a jet. You know.
He's working for that check. He ain't doing all this shit for no check. He entertaining
on the show.
Yeah. You know the pastor be at home. He don't be studying the scriptures. He just watch certain dance videos.
Hey, well, they show you that in the movie James Brown. Remember they show you how James Brown and
Stay with the pastor family or something.
yeah, James Brown and he stayed with a pastor family, and then James Brown and Little Richie. How they got that whole energy of how they perform from those old Southern preachers. Like you say, they one and the same. Entertainment. The entertainers is watching the preachers is watching the entertainers. So what? To put on that show. You know, even Kanye West had it right in the spirit. Remember he said that? He's like, hey, it's like church. You get up, you get dressed nice, you pay to come see me, and you sing along with me on the stage. It's the same spirit, man.
That's why the best entertainers came out of the churches.
Yeah, best singers.
Jesse Houston, a mother was in the church.
CC Winans.
Oh yeah.
Can we get Jeremiah 7:4?
I got a piece of it.
Aretha Franklin's father was a preacher.
Yeah, 7:4.
I got it. Got it? Go ahead. All right. This is Jeremiah 7:4. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these.
Right, so that cuts these churches, man. Trust not in lying words, saying that the temple of the Lord, the church of the Lord is this building. Come to St. Shiloh Baptist Church on the 5th. All that crap, man.
The 8 in the morning show.
Who the hell's getting up that early in the morning on Sunday?
St. Ebenezer Pentecostal Church on Sunday. We're going to
Some big long ass
Catholic, yeah, you know.
First Baptist, Second Baptist, Ebenezer.
Church of Ebenezer.
It's always some Ebenezer.
It's always, it's always some First Baptist too.
Yeah, yeah.
What is Second Baptist? The third, Second Baptist
So
church.
many Baptists.
12th Baptist.
Hey, because it's alive, man. Hey, going back to plantation Christianity, that was the main thing that they pushed in slavery. Let's feed these lies into the people. Beat the shit out of them first. First and foremost, let's beat the living hell out of them. Make them bust their ass and work all these hours. And let's set up these different churches, these barns in the backyards for Negroes to come together and sing hymns and say it's all good. When it's not. We understand it's not. The scriptures tell you it's not.
Right.
What's that, Micah? This is not our rest?
Yeah, Michael
2 and 10. Hey, scripture says that it's not our rest, and it tells you how to get out of the situation. That's why when Nat Turner, he's the only monumental man you're supposed to be looking forward to on these so-called, not really Black History Month, but that's the only
so-called black man that set the bar at that time.
Certain revolutionary.
Yeah, because he was all about killing whitey, man.
And he was in the name of the Bible.
In the name of the Bible.
I
He
got
understood that the white man was holding him down with the book, and he had to learn the book for himself in order to fight against that devil. Man.
Using the book.
All right, he had to use the sword and not be manipulated by the sword. And that's the problem with our people. They're manipulated by the word instead of actually
Using the word
to navigate them in the walk.
That's right.
They let another person narrate the story for them, and that's why they bugged out and jacked up in the spirit to the point they are now.
Because Esau, if you can read that Acts again, man. Read that Acts 7 again, please. Because, like you said, it's a whole vibration behind it. See, Esau understands all that. He understands that with your movie theaters. You know, the movie theater ain't set up the way that it is for your entertainment purposes, man. You go into a dark room, everything is blacked out, so all you're doing is visually paying attention to the screen. The speakers is all around you, so you're getting hit by that surround sound.
Right.
It's subconsciously hitting you. You know, you're high on concession stand snacks. You probably done had a few shots. You know, you're high as hell. You know, and you open up to accept that message that Esau is putting. And putting demons on it. Same thing with the church. That's why the Lord said, I ain't even dealing with that energy. Because when you going, like even just not meditating, but reflecting on my own past with church, it's an energy behind it. You wait, like you said, your goddamn your mother, your father, your grandmother, they wake you up out of your goddamn sleep 5 in the morning and shit.
Yeah.
You know, get dressed. They put on that nasty ass suit and tie on you. So that's putting the spirit on you.
You know that click time when you literally
Yeah. That's putting the spirit on you.
Yep.
Then you finally get there. She probably cooked some pork for breakfast.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Did. She
That's the day
did.
you get the good breakfast on Sunday morning.
Yeah, right? Country ham, smothered biscuits and gravy. Canadian bacon. So this is all building up that energy for when you finally sit your ass down in that pew where all these other demonic spirits, women on their period, unclean spirits, the whole nine. And then what happens? You just an open ass vessel to just absorb this wicked ass energy, man. You got that in Acts? You got that? No, you got that. I got that. Right, you got it in there.
That's where we started.
Yeah, read it. Go to the point. I think 48.
Yeah. This Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands.
Hey, and that cuts Christianity to the core, man. Christianity is all about churches, man.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 denominations, man.
And what if we don't have the funds to build a church? And we want to teach the word. You telling me we have to get the money first?
Right.
Yep.
We got to run work all these different hours and wait 5-10 years for us to have the money to finance the church or things of that nature in order to teach the Bible? That's not how it works. The scripture says freely receive, freely give, man. And this is the freest way that you can teach the word in a public setting. We ain't charging the people. We don't have no buckets out here. You know, asking for change, asking for tips for scriptures. Tips for scripts. 5 scriptures, $5. Tips for scripts. We teach this word publicly, and we bring out the word just as Yahweh Shah did. All right, when Yahweh Shah, he went to different cities, all those different cities. He preached the word and taught the word, prophesied the word, and he didn't want anything in return but your soul, man. That's what we're trying to buy out of you.
Where was his church?
The spirit of the Lord.
Where was his church?
And then you know, and I'll say this too. Because back then, Israel worshipped at the temple. Of course, he wasn't going to build a church, but the temple was corrupt. That's why he went in there and he turned over the tables and he whipped the money changers, man. Okay, because the Lord's spirit wasn't in the temple. Okay, it wasn't in the temple. Give me and hold me Jeremiah 3:15.
This is Jeremiah 5:7. How shall I pardon thee for this? Thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods. Then they committed adultery and assembled themselves by troops in the harlot houses.
Right, because when the Heavenly Father, when we were established in the land of Israel, we had the temple during the time of Solomon. Okay, when we were fed to the full, because scriptures talk about, I believe when Solomon was coronated as king, I ain't gonna say inaugurated, like coronated as king. I think everybody got. Oh no, it was King David. It's like King David. Even when everybody got a flagon of wine. Everybody had a piece of cake. Yeah, it was King David. But even during the time of King Solomon, the kingdom, when the temple was established, everybody was in peace. Even other nations were in peace. Okay, there was no war during the time of King Solomon.
Because David was slaying.
Yeah, he was subduing.
So bloody, he couldn't even build it.
Right. So when you go back to the scripture the brother just read, and he said when Israel was full, then they committed adultery, because that's what Israel does. Here it is, the Lord provided everything for us. It's peaceful. Jake gotta find drama.
The inventions.
Jake gotta go. They sought out right. They sought out many inventions, but the Lord made Israelite men upright. Okay, but the point is that they saw it fit within themselves to basically secretly worship other idols. Which I really can't fathom really how they formed that in their mind, because it was the Heavenly Father Yahweh that provided it for them.
He already know that. Verse 8, it says they will.
Can you read it over?
Yeah, it's Jeremiah 5:7. How shall I pardon thee for this?
And that word pardon means forgive. How can I forgive you for this? Lord, the Lord is the Father of mercy. But he's like, damn, how can I forgive you for this? That means you going off, slap off. Yeah. And that's our people.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Continuing on, it says, thy children have forsaken me and sworn by them that are no gods.
Sworn by them that are no gods, no power, worship idols, wood and stone. Majority of our people are in Islam, man.
Look at Ben X.
Christianity, Catholicism, atheists. Hey, they ain't every religion but their true nationality.
And then when they come into this, they still be off. Here it is. You finally find Israel. You find the scriptures is where the truth is. And you still going to slap off. Because you still got that rebellious, idolatry spirit on you.
Right. You don't want to follow order. You want to do your own thing. But these groups, man, they'll do their own thing. And they just go slap off. Man.
Yeah.
Okay? We ain't supposed to be out here feeding soup kitchens.
That's a whole nother Yahweh shot.
Yo, right. Okay, because the Lord fed the people. The scriptures, when you read the scriptures, it says he had compassion on the people. And when the disciples asked him about it, they said, because they've been following me for 3 or 4 days and they ain't have nothing to eat. That's why he fed them. It wasn't because they've been listening to the word. No, man. Okay? He wasn't reasoning within himself because, all of them are going to follow me into the kingdom as the elect. No, because he was hungry. Okay? And they ain't nothing. You know, you're going to get compassion.
That's hospitality.
But you're not going to make, right, it's hospitality. But you're not going to make it a thing to do.
It's not doctrine.
That's what this, right, it's not doctrine. Yeah. Okay? If that was the case, why would Peter and John say, go that I have not? But by the name of Yahweh, be ye healed. In his name.
Scriptures also say provide neither script nor purse, man.
That's right. He said provide neither script nor purse.
We ain't got no money in the society. We ain't got no substance.
ain't got it.
This is what we got.
Something I can really feed my own goddamn
Yes. Isaiah 55. Hey, and furthermore, both all the things, the scripture says that the Lord has the power to make you rich or poor.
That's right.
The reason why you poor is through the Lord. So if you're not fed and you don't have your daily bread, that's the Lord putting the curse on you, man. But the Lord he's going to provide for his men. Now, how big, if you are poor and you're in a low state, and the Spirit is on you when you actually come into the congregation, all those things are through the Spirit of the Lord. We can't change these things. Our job is to stand here on this post and prophesy the word and fish, man.
Hey, and then like I said, we had an experience one time as a camp where we had some ladies that used to come out to the camp, and she would always, they would bring food. They brought out a bunch of big boy plates, man. Yeah, one of them old, they brought out one of them old school church plates, man. Oh, yeah. With that little piece of wax paper to keep the cornbread from getting soaked. We brought out all them plates, and then we was downtown, remember? And we was downtown, and all them homeless, we was teaching at, was that Woodrow Park? Yeah, all them homeless people playing chess and shit behind us. Here it is, we've been out there the whole day prophesying. They didn't ever step up and look. What are y'all talking about?
They used to scoff at us, brother.
They used to scoff at us.
They used to throw stuff at us, man. And then here it is that, I'm on the brother.
And here it is, this lady. They brought out them boxes full of food. Hey, y'all got some more food? Then we cursed them out.
Cursed their asses the fuck out, man.
Yeah, that's how we know our people full of shit.
Yep.
That's why we come genuinely with the word And if they want to eat this, they can. If not, then so be it. Fuck you.
Right.
Come on.
It's gonna say, but hey, that's why the scripture says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth.
That's right.
Living power. Yeah. This is how we're fishing. All right, when you're doing a fishing job, all you do is cast that rod out, and you just wait for whoever catch the bait. And the Lord said his men are going to be sealed. The 144,000 is going to be sealed. John the 10th chapter says that the Lord's sheep are going to hear his voice.
None shall be plucked out.
None shall be plucked out. And when we believe all these things through faith, we let the Spirit do the work, man. Our job is to scatter the seed. One man planted for another water. Yahweh Shai gives the increase.
That's right.
We just see the going back to us salting that earth. Simultaneously, we dropping seeds. We doing all these things, man.
God damn.
All through the essence of the word.
And we working, man. We working. Some of us got the wheelbarrow, some of us got the pickaxe, some of us got the shovel, but we working, man. Don't do spirit and power. How about you? And I get that Jeremiah 3:15.
Oh yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
Right, so the Lord said he shall give you pastors.
Call it. I'll be perfect. Call it text.
Call him.
All right.
You ready? Yeah. Okay, good. And let's go back again. Let's get
You good?
Okay, come. Let's go back into Jeremiah 3:15 again.
All right.
We were just speaking about how the Lord is setting up his true men to preach and speak his word.
That's right.
You know, to prophesy. You know, our main thing is to prophesy. Our main thing is not to, do community service and feed people, online at the soup kitchen. It's not to have cookouts. Okay, it's not to have award shows and sing and dance and make rap videos. Our job and our duty, okay, our duty is to preach and prophesy the word of Yahweh as it's written. Okay, isn't that not what Paul reiterated throughout his letters? As it is written, as it is written. So that's what we do. As it is written. Okay, the Lord said, "Son of man, go get ye until the house of Israel and prophesy." Okay,
That's the job.
that's the job.
And we do all those things spiritually.
Right.
We feed the people. All right, the scriptures speak about charity. This is charity right here.
Yeah, charity edifying.
We taking all we decide on Saturdays that we go out for X amount of hours. We're not getting paid for this. This is charity.
Yeah, it's charity.
This is all for the. Hey, we got it.
And we spent gas.
Right, you see what I'm saying? So we do that. But Jake is not spiritual. So Jake gotta be carnal and think we gotta fix goddamn turkey and Swiss sandwiches.
Yeah, because our people want validation from the people as if the Lord is gonna bless them. The fact that they're actually because basically these are the same people, okay, that came out to listen to Yahweh Shai and scoffed and scorned.
Yeah.
Like there's and I'm gonna let the brother get the verse I called for, but there's an account when Yahweh Shai was he was speaking about eating his flesh and drinking his blood, right? And then a lot of people stopped following him. Because and then after that, when the disciples and the apostles were teaching, you had men doing their own thing, like the vagabond Jews. So you had a lot of people, even in the ancient world, that took this truth and did what they wanted to do with it.
Can I bring out something real quick?
Yeah, come.
This is Sirach 12, and I'm gonna go straight to the point. Sirach 12:5. It says, "Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not unto the ungodly. Hold back thy bread, and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him."
Right, and he'll overmaster you through playing that food card.
Supplanting you,
like you hungry. And then can a brother get something to eat? Can a brother get playing that brother spirit, man? And you always giving place to do what? Sympathy.
Yep.
And that's really simplicity. because the scriptures never told us to do that.
That's
The
right.
Lord told us to come out with His word and feed the people with the word. If they don't want it, let's say whether they hear or forbear. Somebody get that Ezekiel.
Even Yahweh
Ezekiel the second chapter.
that was following
I
him.
was just thinking that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though Yahweh
He got
fed
pissed
you,
off.
he cut the hell out of people, man.
Right, but get that Jeremiah 3:15 again.
This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
No, feed you with chicken soup for the soul.
Knowledge and understanding.
Feed you with uncrustable peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the pack.
Anime tuna salad.
Feed you with the super donut. The super donut we used to eat at lunches. They just be on that super
Cocktail
donut.
fruit cups
Right,
and shit.
right, a cocktail fruit cups. Nah, man, it said feed you with
Because you know what, Jake is the ultimate. There's a saying for Jake. You give a nigga an inch, you want a mile. So here it is. You might start out with something wholesome and honest and sincere, like feed, giving him some plates of food and shit. Next thing you know, he wanna move in with you. Next thing you know, he wanna stay. He rebuking you and cursing you out, telling you why he should sleep in your bed.
Yeah. Why you ain't giving enough?
Why you ain't giving enough? And then when it all go down, he ain't even gonna say fucking thank you. That's Jake for you, man.
Take an inch, he want to take a yard.
And we know the nature of a nigga, man. We know what to feed our people. That's why the scripture says, "Feed me, feed me." This word, it's a spirit behind this word, man. It's a psychology behind just teaching and just staying down and pushing the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because a lot of people don't really want to hear this word due to the fact that we're so-called plain James out here pushing the Bible, and we ain't got no illustrious building. We ain't got the $1 million fabric. You know, we don't have the nice shoes. You know, we got dingy shoes, work clothes under our garments and things of that nature. Through finish, but it's the spirit. This is the purpose of the word. Is to actually grow and magnify in you. That's where the glory comes from. That's where the beauty and the holiness and all these things come from. Is through the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We don't have to have no illustrious place, man. We don't have to have no palatial building, $1 million building and things of that nature. Because like we said, we know that brings in a lot of fuckboys, so to speak. The Lord's not just gathering quantity. He wants quality. We going through the book of Judges in the spirit. And when you read the book of Judges, the Lord was all about chopping down the undesirables, man. Niggas that was just there. Why? He said, due to the fact, the reason why the Lord did that, he said, because he don't want his the people to believe that it was through their power. He wanted to show that his power was working through them. So what he do? He started chopping. He said, the ones of you that's involved in marriage, the ones of you that's basically involved in the things of the world, just go home. And a lot of niggas got cut. They like, shit, I want to go see my woman, man. I ain't with this war shit. The hell with the land of Canaan. You know? And after he started, he chopped it. He kept chopping to the ones that was laughing.
300.
Yep, the 300.
Gideon.
Yeah, and it go from 10,000 to 300.
Yep, 10,000 to 300. And through the spirit of the Lord, them 300 men didn't even kill anybody, man. They didn't even pick up a sword in battle. All they did was blew the trumpet, and every man's sword fell upon his neighbor. And that's the miracles and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's beautiful.
They destroyed themselves.
And that's why we do all these things just through faith alone, man.
How many people have come in the years of us teaching, whether it be downtown, wherever we at? Y'all got pamphlets? You got a flyer? How many people have come and asked that and we've never seen again? Never seen them again. Because it ain't about that, man. Jake is the ultimate shit talkers, man.
They good at it.
They have you believing, oh, this man right here, he's a beautiful example. Tamir.
Oh yeah.
You would have thought, like, yeah, this guy right here, man. This guy,
He might be solid.
this is solid. This is a man of the Lord right here. 3 hours later.
3 hours later. 2 weeks later.
Not even 2 weeks later, man. He's a full blown choir boy right now, man.
Now he's on the comment board.
Well, I hope he's hearing this shit, man. It ain't talking shit. It's the truth, man. He went from coming out, standing, talking to men, putting out that good talk. Kicking good shit. You're like, yeah, this man right here.
God died tonight.
Like, damn, man, the Most High is a solid brother.
Nowhere to be found.
Half a week later, man.
But yeah, Read it again.
Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
We shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. That's what it's about. The knowledge of what? The knowledge of what's getting ready to happen.
That's right.
The knowledge of the prophecies, and that you understand them. Okay? The knowledge of the past, things before. The scripture says that things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. So we're going to give you that history. The brother just spoke about the judges. Okay? And how the Lord dealt with the men back then. We're going to give you that. We're going to give you prophecies. We're going to give you the understanding of right now and how you should be. We're going to feed you with everything. Like Paul said, we have not shunned to proclaim to you all the gospel of the Lord.
Beginning, the ending, and the midst.
The beginning, the ending, of the midst of time.
Because at the end of the day, if people say, why y'all not feeding the people? Truthfully speaking, we are, like we said earlier. We got the table. The scriptures speak about how we prepare the table. We got all the different so-called fruits, the bitter herbs. And we got the same substance as the Passover.
The wine.
The lamb, which is Yahweh Shai. But see how people want to just go straight for the lamb, and they don't want to deal with the bitter herbs. That Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter.
Proverbs.
I just want to get that too, because our people, they love to overindulge in honey. We're not here to give people sweets, man. We're not here to give out chocolate chip cookies. We ain't Girl Scouts, man. Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts.
Basically.
You know them Girl Scouts, they got the fucking best cookies and shit like that.
I was thinking that because, you know, when you think about like dainties and cupcakes and all that shit, the best stores within the city of Atlanta, Gigi's Cupcakes, that's a girl. That's a woman. You know, when you deal with sweets, that's when you go to a woman to go get you, you know, she's a baker. It's a girl, right?
Confectionaries, bakers, and
like you said, we ain't no fucking bakers, man. Got that? Fucking Amos cookies, man.
Grandma's cookies. What you think,
Revelation 10. With the bitter. Somebody get that with that Proverbs with the honey. All right, this is
Ezekiel 2 is last.
and then you can read that Revelation 10.
This is Revelation chapter 10 and verses 9. All right, and I went up and I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me,
this is the little book, the Holy Bible. All right, written within and without. Keep on.
And he said unto me, take it and eat it up.
Take it and eat it up, meaning consume it, digest it, let it go through your bowels, fully get the understanding. All right, keep going.
And it shall make thy belly bitter.
Hey, which is a process. Because when you deal with your digestive system, it takes time, man. It takes time for it to go through your small intestines, large intestines, and things of that nature, you know, and break down. Yeah. So it's the same thing with this word. Especially meat. And that's why the Lord deals give you the meat, the milk first. He gives you the sweetness of this word. He gives you the honey, the gospel, and the good news. But when you come into this truth, being intrigued with the sweet, He gonna slap that bitter on your plate, man. All right. And a lot of jakes, you be damn near needing to force feed it down their throats because they don't want to eat the bitter.
Hey, but you know what bitter? What would we consider as a bitter too? Like a peppermint. Yeah. There's a reason why after dinner they give you a peppermint, because the peppermint, like when you suck on a peppermint after dinner, it helps with the digestion. Yeah. So the bitter actually helps to digest that other part. Right. You gotta have it. It goes together. You know,
it goes hand in hand.
Deuteronomy 28 Israelites, man.
Oh man.
Got some more of that?
It says, take it and eat it up.
Yeah, so, and if I could say something too, and that's why we always push the kingdom of heaven, we push the glory, we push how we're going to have abundance of women and things of that nature in the kingdom of heaven, but we always push, first and foremost, the sufferings that you're going to come to suffer. You know, Sirach, the 2nd chapter. Get that out too, Rob. Because that's important. The importance of this truth too. We deal with both polars, man. You're gonna get the sweet, but you got to go through the harshness first. The scriptures is known as a straight gate. The word straight goes into conditions of difficulty. You signed up to suffer.
Suffer much for the sake of the kingdom.
Suffer much for the sake of the kingdom, man.
For the elect.
Bear Yahweh Shai's burden while he's not on earth right now, man.
That's right.
All right, bearing the hell of the Lord, bearing the hell that comes with this gospel, being defamed, being scorned and scoffed at, being hated, having your father and your mother and your parents forsake you and look at you sideways, man. Have your woman have that spirit of Job and tell you curse the Most High and die.
All right, that's why the scripture says, "Remember Lot's wife," because you coming in the spirit of Lot, wanting to get the hell up out of Sodom, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. So it comes. That's the hell. That's the bitterness. Like, man, I'm vexed in this kingdom. You know, as it is written, "Be angry, sin not." You angry, but you can't do nothing about it. You see faggots running rampant. You see transgenders, but you can't. That's bitter, man. That's the bitterness of the kingdom. And then the longevity of it. You being when you first say, you like, man, hey, what? The next 3-4 months,
6 months, we out of here.
Right, man.
7 months.
See them prophecies come to pass, boy, you be like,
5 years later.
right. 5 years later.
So it's the longevity of the walk, man.
That's why you pray for endurance.
Yeah, you always haste the day, but if the day don't fall on the date that you may desire, because we do haste the days, you shouldn't fall short. That comes with the bitterness of the truth. James and John, the men of the Lord had to deal with it. They thought the kingdom was coming back then.
Yeah.
It didn't come.
3 days later, they thought when the Lord was risen up on going to the 4th day, they thought when you at now restore the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah, that's right.
Even Judas, bro, trying to push the
Even
prophet
Judas.
agenda.
Yeah.
He didn't want to suffer. He wanted the kingdom too early. Nah, the Lord said, you're going to deal with the sufferings, man. So I have to fight for the kingdom of heaven. You got to go through the battle. You got to go through this different warfare, man. You have to go through these frustrations, stress, temptations, all these different sufferings to magnify your office in this ministry. Because the Lord wants to see a repertoire at the end of the day. When the 144,000, each and every one of those men going to have the long resume of the hell that they caught in this faith. Just like Paul bragged about his suffering. Talked about how he suffered shipwreck. And if somebody could get that in Corinthians 2, you got that Sirach, the 2nd chapter?
Yeah, I got it.
We'll go back to that.
This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
Yeah, so the Lord said, my son, so you are coming up under the word I want to find is really adoption, coming back unto the adoption unto the Father, because we were forsaken and we were orphans. So the Lord said, my son, if you come to serve me, meaning to administer and be a servant unto the Lord. Keep going.
It says, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Meaning to prep yourself. Prep yourself for the hell that you're going to catch. Because there's going to be a lot of them. There's going to be a lot of things that's going to test you. Satan going to be on your right-hand side like Job. You know, drilling certain things in your mind. Trying to have your conscience break you down. Trying to pull you off the path. You know, that jerking motion. Here it is, you trying to steer. You know, got your hand on the 10 and the 2. You know, trying to ride like an old lady riding 60 miles a day. Say you jerk that thing.
Say you throw a big ass boulder in front of your car, you gotta. Driving like you in Mission Impossible or some shit.
And just like when you play these games, you know, you first start them little like driving games. They'll throw a little something there, a little something there, and then you'll get up in the stages. You be having a goddamn maneuver through all kind of crazy shit,
Like
man.
Mario Kart, man.
While keeping that
Banana slip out, man.
keeping that turn.
In the name of still trying to win.
Yep.
Name is still
Still
trying
trying to win the race.
Keep going.
Because it's a spiritual race.
Yeah, it's a race. But it's not a race of forcing it. Yeah, the scripture says the race is not given into the swift. It's all about the race of longevity, maintaining your pace, keeping your energy, keeping your zeal, staying faithful, falling and getting back up and still continuing. The Lord pushes you down through the spirit, of course, through the spirit of things, just to see if you're gonna get back up. And guess what happens? Later on, you get pushed down again. Man. Harder. Scrape your knee, your leg all fucked up. But guess what? The Lord wants to see if you got that integrity and you got that drive to get up and keep pushing.
Kobe Bryant played with a what do you have, a broken finger or a broken hand?
Yeah.
He had a broken hand?
Yeah. Finger.
Was it his finger? He had broke someone's shooting hand. He ain't stopped playing.
George played
You know? So if niggas can do that carnally, if Kobe can come out and still perform at a high level, practice shooting with his left hand because he can't play with his right hand. What the fuck? We ain't got no excuse in the spirit.
no excuses.
And then guess what Yahweh Shah said? He said, come learn of me, for my burden is easy and my yoke is light. So it's still nothing to really be, but that's what he's there for. He's there to help get us come through. You know, it's not going to be a comfortable ride, but he's there to help us out. Why? Because he went through it already. We know what to do.
I got smell that.
You know?
Verse 2, set thy heart aright and consistent. and constantly endure.
Yeah, and endurance comes from certain things battering at your spirit, man. Like if you to know the durability of something, whether it's a castle, a fortified castle, or a fortified building, you'll see how much battering comes against that building and how it maintains its duration. You want to say something?
Yeah, like how you watch those commercials dealing with like Ford trucks.
Yeah.
Or like a Mercedes car, and they'll be like the durability of it. They'll show the commercial. We drove it through the desert, up the mountain, through the snow, and it's like it still works. That's how the Most High do. Because they when you go get a car off the lot, they didn't do that particular to your car, but they did it to a car to test the durability. How many hours we can run this battery? How many miles we can go? How hard can we push it? Can we redline it?
So the Lord wants to redline you. He want to see how hard you can
drop
push it.
test. Like the phone, they go to the drop test to see how durable the glass is.
And that's why the scripture, that's why when you go into that word malleable, it means to be beaten and battered and not broken. And gold is known as a malleable product because gold can be beaten, it can be bent, it can go through all these different things and still hold its integrity and its essence. When gold breaks, that doesn't, or it's bent and all these different things, that doesn't make that gold worthless, man.
Yeah, you just got two pieces.
You got two pieces, so it's the same thing. The Lord wants to break you to a certain level, so to speak. Before He builds you up, He has to break you down, man.
He bends you. He bends you to His will, as they say.
Yeah.
So,
And make not haste in the time of trouble.
Yeah, that's the main point. You go back to that Revelation.
All right. Revelation 10, and I'm gonna start at 9 again. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me,
so John was happy to receive the book. You know, he wanted to receive the book through aggression, so to speak. You know?
give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up.
Take it and eat it up, meaning consume all of it. You know?
And that shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey.
Yeah, so when you first tasted the word, it's sweet. It's sweet to hear you an Israelite. It's sweet to hear the so-called white man's kingdom is going to fall.
We kings.
We kings. We can have as many women as we want. You know, all those things are the sweetness that come with the word.
I'm not a nobody.
You're not a nobody. You're an Israelite. You God's chosen people. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that's suffering on the side, we have a kingdom that's appointed and that's awaiting us. We just got to fight for it. But the scriptures never specify how long that fight was going to be. Said the hasten day. Yahweh Shah said, no man know the time, not even himself, man. Right. Nobody but his Father in heaven. But while you down here on earth, you got to work. And it takes a lot of work.
We've been working for thousands of years. Yeah. Well, like, we've been hastening the day of the kingdom for millenniums. And this ain't our first go around of hastening the day, man.
For lifetimes. We've been doing this. Hey, can I get a scripture real quick in the apocrypha?
I got something real quick while you get it. This is Proverbs 25. You had called this is Proverbs 25 and 16. It says, hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee.
Yeah, so if you found honey, which represents the word, eat so much as sufficient for thee. Because overindulgence with the sweetness is not going to make you appreciate the bitterness. Eat as much sweetness as you can sustain with, and just keep that and deal with the harshness of it, man. Keep going.
Hey, but if I can add to what you're saying, because when you mature, because see, that one is sweets. Like when we was children, like I remember when I was like 8 or 9, you ever remember Great American Cookies? And they had them double doozers, the cookie with the cream in the middle and shit. You know, you eat that shit when you were a kid. You eat that up and no problems. I wouldn't dare think about eating that shit. Why? Because your taste buds mature as you get older. Like when you see a grown-ass man or woman and all they do is sweets and candy, you look at them like you a fucking child, man. You know, come. I'm gonna finish this. This is and it says, "Least thou be filled therewith and vomited."
Yeah, because you feel with all the good, not knowing that you're gonna have to go through so much bitter stuff, and the bitter stuff that you should have been intaking was gonna help you out in the long duration. Every spiritual athlete, man, when you go into the word athlete, it goes into basically performing or fighting for a prize. And as an athlete, hurry up, man. when you in season as an athlete, you have a certain diet because all those things are important for the performance that you're actually going to engage in. So it's the same thing with this truth. You got to eat the sweet. All right, you got to understand the kingdom of heaven, all these different things, but don't always harp on that. That's the importance. That's the finish line. But you got to push first, man. You got to push, and you got to go through the hell. You have to go through the blood, sweat, and tears in order to reach that finish line. Man. That's the reward. You want to say something?
That's why the scriptures say, therefore, endure hardness as a good soldier for your house shot, man. You got to be a soldier in this thing, man. So you got to be like Lorenz Tate on Dead Presidents, man. You can't focus on the outside world. You got to focus on the battle within, man.
Right, and like what the brother said, that's what we've been doing throughout these lifetimes and throughout these, like you said, the different millennia, throughout these different trials and tribulations that the prophets have been through. Okay, that's the same thing we're doing in this lifetime.
Yep.
We're enduring the trials and tribulations. That's their goal being tried in the fire. Okay, but what's going to come out of it? Okay, a refined vessel that the Lord can use in the kingdom. Okay? My final scripture, Ecclesiastes 27 and start at 8.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 27 and 8. If thou followest the righteousness, thou shalt obtain her, and put her on as a glorious long road.
Right. You know, we're just going into the wisdom. You know, you follow the righteousness of the Lord, which is something that we've been doing over time. We've always followed Yahweh Bashmi.
If we don't men, well,
right? And Lord willing, we are those men, those ancient prophets that have done that. But that's what we're striving for now. Okay? And it says that we shall put her on as a glorious robe. Okay? Like we talked about, put on as the elect. We're going to put this on as the elect. Okay?
Yeah,
we're the hopeful elect.
And like the scripture says, how wisdom is going to try you before you even wear that robe of glory.
Yeah.
Wisdom is going to take you through hell so that she may trust your soul both ways. Hey, the scripture says, the scripture speak about how if you have a friend, you have to prove him first.
Yeah.
The Lord referenced the men of the Lord that sign up to this thing and make it to the finish line as his friends. And friends have to be proven, man. That's why the Lord doesn't want you to be proven at the table, going back to the meats like we were saying. The scripture says in Sirach how some man is a companion at the table, and he won't even abide when hell comes, man. Right. So the Lord wants to put hell on your back. You got to be a beast of burden, man. You got to carry weights. This ain't no free weight job, all right? You carrying weights, man. You carrying workloads.
This ain't no desktop job.
Yeah, this ain't no desktop. You do a little bit of typing and entering, delete.
Go to the water cooler.
Yeah, control all. Delete.
They're gonna say it's some bull, so we gotta know how to act. We gotta know how to not commit adultery with our minds.
And going back to Yahweh Shah.
That was rain.
But going back to Yahweh Shah was a carpenter. He could have had a high up job, but the reason why he was a carpenter because he was about the lowliness. And when you go into carpentry, that's a hard ass job, man.
We know.
That's a dirty job.
We know.
It takes busting your ass. It takes back breaking. It takes a lot of people signing up and quitting. Not anybody can just come up and be a carpenter, man.
Late nights, or early mornings.
You gotta be quick too. You gotta be quick.
Timelines.
Quick with the hammer. Quick with the gun, so to speak. Quick with those measurements. You gotta be sharp.
You know how to read the blueprint. A lot of y'all got tools, but don't know how to read the blueprint.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's the blueprint.
Where the Lord is the blueprint. What about the
This is Ecclesiastes 27 and 8. If thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her, and put her on as a glorious long road.
Go ahead.
The birds will resort unto their light, so will the truth return unto them that practice in her.
Right, that was the main point I wanted to get. So will the truth and that wisdom and that glory, but the truth is going to return unto them that practice in her, man. Okay? So that enduring all that hell you've been catching, if you make it to the finish line, okay, you're going to get that robe of glory. Okay? But you're going to have that truth. Basically, the hope for the elect.
Shalom.
Y'all see what